Today on the Philly Tall Podcast, the Eagles and Colts first joint practice. A.J. Brown and Devon Allen absolutely torched the Colts in one-on-ones. Devonta Smith 8 and 11 on 11. Kenneth Gainwell told the media we whooped their ass, and Zaire Franklin said he's going to see Kelce on Thursday because he started the battle royal that ended practice.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast, and today we are talking about a battle royal that ended practice. Now, before we get into it, Eagle Nation, can I ask y'all a favor? Help your boy out. Hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and ding that bell. That way you're notified when we drop these videos, go live, or put out YouTube shorts. We release This Is Just the Beginning Air Hurts yesterday. The shirts are out. The link will be in the description, and you can find it pinned to the top of the comment section. Get yours. The list is getting long for print champs to make, so you don't want to miss it. The season starts in 19 days. I know number 19 reminds you of J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, but think of it in a positive way. Let's get right into it. The one-on-one period was crazy. A.J. Brown, look at this. Mean post route. Kenny Moore had no chance, and then he makes the one-hand catch look so easy. This is a closer version. One hand grab. And then look at this dot 101, right? Jalen Hurts drops it in the breadbasket. It doesn't matter who's covering A.J. Brown. If the ball's thrown to that area, it's an automatic catch. And Devon Allen's an interesting person because we always talk about how can he make this roster, but look at that route. That was a filthy route there, and then he catches a deep ball as well. I don't think he'll actually make the roster. I think he's going to be a practice squad guy. He didn't get much burn in special team reps. Our receivers are too good. We finally can say that our receivers are too good that a guy like Devon Allen won't make the team, right? As for practice in its totality, we're going to go over the highlights as always, but Kenny G was not shy when he straight up said, we whooped their ass.
And just keep each other safe, and, man, we're a team. We ain't gonna let nobody come in our house and take over, but, we're gonna continue to work hard each and every day. We whoop their ass up.
You gotta love it. I tweeted it on Twitter, of course. Follow your boy at Philly_Mike25. And Colt fans are like, wow, I guess I'm gonna have to put the Eagles on my crap list or whatever. I said I wish y'all luck because you do have our previous OC, Shane Steichen, and it is what it is. It is what it is. I know Jonathan Allen, though, was looking around, seeing how good Philly was, and he was like, where's Howie? I'm trying to talk to Howie. We'll talk about that at the end. But listen to Zaire Franklin. He was the one involved in the scuffle with Jason Kelce, and he had something to say that is very interesting.
To be honest, our practice tempo is our practice tempo. That kind of happens when you join practice against other organizations. Sometimes your speed ain't their speed. People get offended. That's life. So we'll be okay. We got some good work in. We compete on Thursday.
Never saw Kelce coming, I guess, obviously.
Yeah, it's funny, obviously growing up in Philly, watching him play for a long time, a lot of respect for him. Talked to him a little bit after we played him last year. Thought the OGs would at least look me in the eye before, but it's all good. I'm going to get a chance to look him in the eye on Thursday, so we can be okay.
I'm going to get a chance to look him in the eye on Thursday. Kelce won't be playing, but he will have an opportunity to step to him. Again, Kelce came right out and said, I shouldn't have done it, right? At the end of the day, there was a couple late hits on Kenneth Gainwell via Zaire Franklin, according to Jason Kelce, and he got tired of it and hit him a little blindside, cheap shot, and Kelce said, look, animosity builds up. That's just who he is as a player, but he should have never took it that far. It is what it is. It happens to the best of us if you play that long. And again, whether they pieced it up or not, we'll see what happens on Thursday. Let's take a look at everything that went down via practice and then go over some of my overall thoughts. I like a quote that Nick Sirianni said before practice about Reed Blankenship. We'll go over all that, but let's get to it. So, Eagle injury report on Tuesday. Did not practice. Britton Covey, hamstring. Kyron Johnson, appendectomy. Moro Ajomo, concussion. Hassan Reddick, that thumb. Nolan Smith, shoulder. Greg Ward Jr., ankle. And I'm a little slow. Quez Watkins, limited, right? Nick Sirianni did say, we'll let you know who the starting safeties are in how many days into the first game? There you go. In 19 days, we'll let you know. He's not trying to give it up. A lot of different people took first-team reps, Brown and Evans included. Devonta Smith is having a day against Darnell Baker Jr. Smith just made 2 spectacular catches during 11-on-11. He made a toe-tapping grab after he juggled a ball momentarily before securing it at the sideline. Smith concludes the period with a back shoulder touchdown catch from Hurts. That is 2 big-time plays in 11-on-11 for Devonta Smith. A little trickery here. Kenny Gainwell gets a pitch and then tosses it downfield to Grant Calcaterra. It was reported it was a big gain. Don't know how much, but I like the trickery to say the least. Wow. Jalen Hurts recovers from a fumble snap, resets his feet in the pocket, and delivers a 45-yard touchdown completion to Devonta Smith on a high crosser. Smith leaped to make the reception and outmuscled Tease Tabor, reminiscent of Smith's stellar catch at Washington. Them contested catches are coming through for one Devonta Smith. Nick Sirianni was not happy with the refs on a play. He ran over, picked up the flag, and handed it to him after the PI took away an interception. And guess who got the interception? Kavon Wallace. Again, PI. Nick Sirianni didn't believe it. Jalen Carter with a strip sack on Anthony Harris, then was shoved, and guess who came to the rescue? Derek Barnett. So instead of getting into the trouble there, he came to the rescue. Jordan Davis just sacked Anthony Richardson, so 2 sacks for the interior of the Philadelphia Eagles, the big dog Jordan Davis and the little big dog Jalen Carter. You love to see that for sure. Look at that catch, though. We have a scuffle. A.J. Brown routes up Kenny Moore, breaking open at the top of his slant. Brown hauls in the completion from Jalen Hurts and is greeted with a hit from Julian Blackmon. Brown pops right back into it, or pops right back up in Blackman's face, and both teams run to the field. So again, we hear about the Jason Kelce scuffle. There was multiple. A.J. Brown said, you ain't going to hit me and get away with it. It's as simple as that. But again, A.J. Brown is always open. Sidney Brown just drilled a Colts tight end and forced an incompletion. The tenacity is coming through. Game in and practice in. Like game in, game out, practice in, practice out. Swift just dropped what would have been a touchdown from Mariota. You don't really see Swift drop them passes, so, call it a rare drop, I guess. Nick Sirianni and Brian Johnson showed a shotgun look with Devonta Smith lined up in the backfield. Smith ran an HB angle route similar to the Texas route. Here we go. Oh, we have reached the climax of camp. Jason Kelce is scrapping with Zaire Franklin. Punches are thrown. Every single player is on the field in a huge scuffle. Kelce took exception to consecutive late hit to Franklin on Kenny Gainwell. Kelce plowed Franklin into the ground. Again, that was the cheap late hit. Once again, Franklin says, I'll see you Thursday. I'm going to look the OG in the eye. And growing up in Philly, I guess Franklin's an Eagle fan. Shout out to you for that. We going to have to beat you, though. At the end of the day, again, Kelce's not known for that. So I don't want to hear no dirty player talk from the Indianapolis Colts. But, he came out and said, my bad. Pretty much my bad on that. And it is what it is, right? Look at this quote that Nick Sirianni said as it pertains to Reed Blankenship, right? Nick Sirianni said last year before the 3rd preseason game, he told Reed Blankenship this: what are you going to do tomorrow to take advantage of your opportunity to make this team? Now this dude is locked in at a starter at the safety position. So there's some guys on this roster right now that Nick Sirianni's having that same conversation with. What are you going to do to make this team, right? And I don't think this is the guy who needs to hear that. And Christian Ellis, especially with the departure of Miles Jack, But I'm telling you, to get significant playing time, Christian Ellis is going to have to step up because the way the games have been going in the preseason, the flow, Zach Cunningham is gaining steam. I think right now it's going to be Zach Cunningham next to Kobe Dean with Christian Ellis rotating in. Things could change, right? We'll see. Zach Cunningham is still a good player. He just got to stay healthy for sure. But who is on the roster needs to hear, this is your opportunity to make the team, right? Blankenship made the team last year, and he was on the deep, deep bench. He got an opportunity and continue to show. Maybe a guy like Devon Allen can show you something because the routes were real crispy. This is A.J. Brown, of course. But Devon Allen, the weirdness of him not getting used in special teams at all, right? You didn't hear nothing as a gunner, returner, whether it's punt, kick. But then you see him run this little route, and it's like there's something there. And the way that they've been keeping him on the practice squad, they like something about this guy. Same with a guy like Tyree Jackson, the tight end. Who is the one guy who's been floating around this roster? Devon Allen, Tyree Jackson, Trey Sermon, right? Who is that player that needs to do what Nick Sirianni said to Blankenship on Thursday against the Colts? Who is that player? Let's go over Elliott Shore-Parks' win-loss column versus the Colts. Overall, the Eagles were very clearly the better team. I don't think the Colts' first-team offense got a single legit touchdown, mostly all checkdowns, and the quarterback runs due to pressure. The Eagles' offense won all the 11-on-11 drills, mostly because Devonta Smith and Hurts were just way better than the Colts defenders. Eagles weren't super sharp, but they didn't need to be against the Colts. Easy win, decision, Eagles win, blah, blah, blah. Hurts and Sirianni, 8-2, blah, blah, blah. I don't really go over the win like that. But let's hear some of the things he took from training camp day 15. And not many people go into it as much as Elliott Shore-Parks, at least on Twitter. Like, you got to read the whole article and blah, 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 right? Devonta Smith had a huge day. He made 3 really impressive catches. 3, let me just play this while y'all get to see it. Devonta Smith had a huge day. He made 3 really impressive catches on 50-50 balls that not many receivers in the NFL can make, including one for a touchdown. Looks like he has another elite season ahead of him. The linebacker competition is probably over. It's going to be Dean and Cunningham with Ellis getting some snaps as well. Penny got some first-team reps today. Trey Sermon did not. Offensive guard is one of the toughest positions to judge during practice, but it seemed like Cam Jerkins had a tough day. The Colts brought the intensity after a slow start to practice. Eagles immediately matched it, a positive sign to see for both the coaches. And I feel like Sidney Brown makes a play every day now. He's been at his best in joint practices and preseason games. Great sign for the Rook. So that is the overall takes from Elliott Shore-Parks. Once again, get yours. This is just the beginning. Air hurts. I'm telling you, the amount of people that got it already, if you want yours, and even still today and tomorrow, if you do what you do, Prince Champs is on it like white on rice. They'll get it out to you before the season starts. But, Jalen Hurts is about to really show the league that it really is just the beginning. He was just getting started last year, didn't finish, but the time is now. Let me know your thoughts about everything, the scuffle, the rumbling, the bumbling. Hopefully nobody's fumbling. And you know how we do, right? We will be live for the Eagles-Colts preseason game on Thursday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I don't know if they have another practice or not. They do, but I think it's closed to the media, so we'll see what the Eagles release and the Colts release. But at the end of the day, good luck to the Colts, right? We're not going to see him. Jonathan Taylor was in Philly with no equipment on because he's seeking a trade. The trade is expensive, though. With it being expensive, why would the Eagles go do that, right? Like maybe Howie just says, we need it, right? I don't think so. The whole idea of what we have is Kenny G, Swift, Penny all have high upside and they're cheap. All of them are cheaper than Miles Sanders, which will be still cheaper than Jonathan Taylor. So would it make it a great backfield? Yes. Then maybe you can say, hey, if Penny's not up to par, you move on, right? Who knows? the funny thing floating around on Twitter, if you do get Jonathan Taylor and you do have DeAndre Swift, you got Taylor Swift. That's the funny thing going around. It is what it is. All that being said, I don't see it happening. One more thing, though. I really just want to say this because A.J. Brown has had a stellar camp, and I really can't pick who has had the better camp, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Each of them have been great. And so the whole 1A, 1B thing is going to be real in 2023. Hey, year 3 for Devonta Smith is when he really took the world by storm in college due to an injury. What's his name? The Dolphins guy. Somebody in the comment section, let me know. How can I be not knowing what it is now? Anyways, he got hurt. But, man, you don't win the Heisman as a wide receiver. It hasn't been done since 1991. That's the year boy was born. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Drop the muscle emoji if you made it this far. I've been rambling. Get yours. And if you do get yours, show me pictures. Link in the description, and it's in the pinned comment section. We out.